Hello, and a very warm welcome to my channel. This morning, we give you a piece of breaking news from New Idea magazine. Meghan pushes the prince to his limits, forces Harry to flee, prince out of control with nightmare Meghan. For a man who has long had the dubious honor of being known as the royal family's loosest party animal, Prince Harry is probably not best placed in Los Angeles. With the city's notorious drinking dens in lockdown, insiders say there's been a massive spike in top-secret celebrity parties thrown at luxurious homes in the Hollywood Hills, far from the praying eyes of anyone including wives. New Idea magazine has learned that Harry, who was once famous for his booze-filled antics and love of a pint, has become a regular on this small but rowdy scene. But after learning about it through celebrity pals, including his new neighbor and drinking buddy, singer Adele, a source exclusively shares, Harry is the life of the party. Everyone looks forward to him turning up. He's great for a laugh, and you get the impression that he could party for 3 days straight if he wanted to, and perhaps he even does. There tends to be no cell phone reception at parties in the hills, so it's easy to just switch off and enjoy yourself. I wonder what his wife thinks. Sources say that among Harry's new social circle is his old friend, Aussie actress Margot Robbie, and Friends star Jennifer Aniston, who often hosts stories at her incredible Bel Air mansion. Jen loves having a trusted group of people over to let their hair down. Brad Pitt is often there, though he sticks to the waters these days, and she often invites Margot, along with Orlando Bloom, who is certainly a wild one. Harry, Adele, and Orly go way back, so there are definitely some beers sunk between them. There's a joke that when the three of them are together, it feels like they're in an English boozer. Meanwhile, literally left holding the baby at home is Harry's wife, Meghan, and she's rapidly losing patience. She thought she'd managed to put a lid on this party prince reputation of his, and for a while there, he behaved himself, says a source. But it was only a matter of time before Harry got bored pacing around a mansion he's borrowed, with Meghan bossing him around. It would be no surprise if he's been lured by the many temptations of Hollywood, especially given that all his new celebrity friends are just down the road from him. Our insider says friends back in England have been monitoring Harry closely and have long feared he would fall back into the reckless habits of his youth, the source says. Harry doesn't do well under pressure, and boy is he under pressure right now. If he's spending time with friends to blow off steam, that's great, but in the past he was known to go off on these 72-hour benders and not contact anyone. If he's doing the same with Meghan, she won't stand for this kind of behavior. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan will never resume official roles following the bombshell biography laying bare their rift with the royal family. The couple has torpedoed any chance of creating a new position with the help of the Queen and senior royals when their trial period in the U.S. ends, sources believe. The book, which reveals their source relationship with the monarchy in excruciating detail, is likely to scupper any hopes of renegotiating their royal duties when Megxit is revealed. The revelations will also harm efforts to repair the rift with Harry's brother William and sister-in-law Kate, it is feared. A royal household source said, "I think they will bitterly regret this book. It will have the opposite effect to the one they, particularly Meghan, wanted. Not only is there no way back, but they are rapidly making themselves toxic to people who may have supported or employed them." The door will always be open to them as much-loved members of the family, but it's hard to see how they can now salvage the new role they wanted as hybrid royals, running commercials careers alongside royal duties from the U.S. Another source told the Mail, "The review period has not yet been discussed, but it doesn't seem as if there's any way of going back now. Some very private family matters have now been aired in public, seemingly with their blessing. That will be hurtful." Another source added, "What a nasty book. It could not have gone into print without the agreement of Harry and Meghan, who seem determined to show they are not nice people. They appear to be serial complainers, where everything wrong is always someone else's fault, never theirs. This is pathetic. Part of the problem is that Harry has no idea how privileged he is. He cannot understand the everyday struggles of ordinary working families to put a roof over their heads and put food on the table. Maybe if he did, he wouldn't be such a prat and appreciate the life he had in the UK. The 1-year probationary period was designed to give all members of the family breathing space and allow Harry and Meghan to establish their independent new lives, while offering them the chance to return to the royal fold if they changed their minds. But multiple sources believe the way the couple has conducted themselves in Los Angeles, such as borrowing a glitzy £14.5 million Beverly Hills mansion, and now the bombshell book, has put an end to any hope of their returning, in a working role at least. One senior figure added, "Nothing less than they deserve. Their behavior has been appalling, utterly appalling. They have embarrassed themselves, desperately tried to embarrass the family, and caused a great deal of hurt and anguish. She has underestimated how much affection and respect people have for the Queen. Any goodwill and affection Harry had been lost forever." Given the state of the world, this just seems so ill-timed. The Sussexes need to move on. Harry and Meghan have publicly denied giving an interview to the authors of Finding Freedom, Harry and Meghan and the Making of a Modern Royal Family, or of contributing to the book. But their statement failed to address whether they had given permission for their closest friends, staff, and associates from collaborating with it. Meanwhile, figuratively, hard to think of a greater act of self-immolation. The world literally at their feet, all destroyed on the altar of woke. They are now figures of scorn and derision, the poster couple for entitlement and self-serving privilege, ruined and embittered. There now remains only the countdown to the inevitable implosion of their marriage, as Markle grows increasingly frustrated with her lack of influence and seeks to blame Harry for it. Bridges burned. Indeed, many fans still slam them for this book. A fan wrote, "Harry did all of this to his grandparents in what should have been their last quiet years of life together. He was close to his grandfather and just dropped Philip like a rock. His family did everything they could to help Meghan feel welcome. Twice divorced, American actress, and yet Charles walked her down the aisle. The Queen herself had to take Meghan aside and tell her she can't talk to the staff like that. What more did they want? The selfishness. I'll never forgive Harry for distressing the Queen after she gave the UK a lifetime of service and continuity. Elizabeth deserves better." A fan replied to this comment, "Harry has a miserable life ahead of him, whether or not he stays married. He has rendered himself an outcast with the royal family, certainly publicly, and he has most definitely done his dash with the public. He displays no business or entrepreneurial talents, so I see a pretty empty life ahead for him. But that's what he's chosen. He will have his child, that's it." Another fan added, "It will always going to end in tears. As soon as I saw that engagement interview, I could see what she was. Sad there will be a child involved when the divorce comes around, but I gave them 3 years max when they married. I don't think I will be far out. So much damage to our royal family in such a short time. She has no talent, other than that of a family destroyer and troublemaker. I cannot think of one redeeming characteristic relating to this woman." Meanwhile, the second fan said, "Funny how just Harry went from smiling like an idiot before the wedding to scowling like a miserable old man who can't keep the neighborhood kids off his grass. Most men will be smiling more after they wed and after the birth of their first child, but not just Harry. Do they think people are blind? No matter what spin they put on this, and the world sees a formerly happy, carefree man turn into an unsmiling, neutered pet." And the last one wrote, "I strongly believe that Harry will not be accepted back into the royal family because the deep hurt he has caused the Queen is unforgivable and the relationship can never be repaired, all because he fell foul of a woman who used every trick in her book to get the title to climb her way to the top. Harry and his wife had dug their own graves with this book. Lust can only last for a time until it burns out, but true love lasts forever." Owen Scobie and Carolyn Duran say they have written the book with the participation of those closest to the couple and boasted of having access to Harry and Meghan's personal and professional inner circle. Insiders firmly believe that would only have happened with the couple's permission, tacit or otherwise. Several specific incidents, including details of the sacking of Archie's night nurse and a private lunch Harry had with the Queen, which have featured in the publicity for the book, would also have largely been known only to Harry and Meghan. The book, serialized in the Times and Sunday Times, has detailed the increasingly bitter relationship between Harry and William, as well as the rollercoaster romance that saw the couple declare "I love you" within 3 months. We will update this news in the next videos. Please subscribe to my channel to not miss it. If you love my video, remember to like and share it for anyone you think also likes it. Now, thank you for watching. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos. Bye.